Men, we need to talk. Have you ever set a boundary with a woman, asked for basic respect, loyalty, or standards, and suddenly you're called controlling? You ever say, I don't want my woman posting half-naked pics on Instagram, and she fires back with, you're insecure, or you can't handle a bad BTCH asterisk? Let's stop pretending. In this modern dating clown show, the moment a man asks for what any self-respecting man should, he's labeled toxic, insecure, controlling, or not supportive of her independence. This isn't about control. It's about dignity. It's about drawing a line between what a man allows and what a woman thinks she can get away with. So today, I'm breaking down the truth most men are afraid to say out loud. If you want respect, you'll be called controlling, because weak men made disrespect normal. Let's unmask it. Point 1. Asking for respect is not control, it's leadership. Fellas, let's make one thing clear. You asking for respect in a relationship is not controlling. It's masculine leadership. But in a world where the loudest voices come from wounded, rebellious, attention-hungry women who mistake validation for freedom, leadership feels like oppression. You tell her, I don't want you partying in clubs every weekend. I expect loyalty, not friendly DMs with your male best friend. I'm not okay with you dressing like a thirst trap for the world. Her response? You're trying to control me. I'm not your property. Real men don't police women. Nah, real men set the tone. Real men have non-negotiables. The problem is, too many simps, beta orbiters, and doormat dudes have let these women run wild without consequences. So when a man shows up with standards, she panics. Because she knows the game is up, you're not being controlling. You're showing her what it looks like to be with a real man. And that scares her, because now her behavior matters. Point 2. She wants a masculine man, until he starts acting like one. Here's the twisted irony. Women will tell you they want a man who leads. They'll say they're tired of soft guys, of indecisive boys, of men with no direction. But the second you walk in a room with a masculine frame and actually lead, they'll call it controlling. Let's be real. A woman raised in chaos thinks calm masculinity is a threat. She's used relationships where she calls the shots, where the man tiptoes around her emotions and lets her play boss babe. You come in and say, we're not doing that. This is how I move. I don't entertain drama. And now she's offended. Why? Because your authority shines a light on her dysfunction. Your presence exposes her rebellion. Your order reveals her disorder. She doesn't want leadership. She wants the illusion of it. The moment your standards inconvenience her behavior, you become the enemy. This is why so many modern women say, I want an alpha, but when he shows up, they can't handle him. Because they don't want a man, they want a pet. Point 3. Her independence is a shield for disrespect. This one's gonna sting. Most modern women confuse independence with entitlement. She thinks because she pays her bills, has a job, or owns a car, she's earned the right to do whatever she wants in a relationship, with zero accountability. So when you say, I expect exclusivity, you're not going to embarrass me online. I'm not okay with disrespect disguised as sass or attitude. She replies, I don't need a man telling me what to do. You should accept me the way I am. I'm independent. I don't need permission. Let me translate. I want a relationship without responsibility. I want you to fund me, love me, defend me, but never question me. That's not independence. That's selfishness. Real independence is rooted in self-respect, not rebellion. A grown woman doesn't resist a man's boundaries. She respects them. But too many of these women have been raised on feminism, twerking tutorials and Instagram likes, not femininity, submission, or partnership. Your boundary isn't the problem. Her mindset is. Point 4. If she respected you, she wouldn't need a boundary reminder. This is the coldest truth you'll hear today. If a woman respected you, she wouldn't be testing you like this in the first place. You wouldn't have to tell her not to entertain her ex. You wouldn't have to argue about why twerking on TikTok is inappropriate. You wouldn't have to keep repeating, I don't want drama with your male friends. Respect is felt, not argued. When a woman truly sees you as a man worth honoring, she watches her mouth, she checks her behavior, and she protects your image when you're not around. But if you're constantly having to explain your worth, she doesn't see it. She's not confused. She's just not afraid to lose you. And when a woman is afraid to lose you, she'll call your standards controlling. But let a man with status, options, and a strong masculine frame walk into her life. Suddenly she becomes submissive, polite, feminine. Respect is not about how loud you demand it. It's about how solid your presence is. Point 5. You can't lead a woman who thinks rules are abuse. Fellas, here's the final truth bomb. You cannot build with a woman who sees every boundary as a personal attack. If she hears no and thinks you're trying to dominate her, if she equates order with oppression, if every masculine correction feels like an insult to her ego, leave. Because what she's really saying is, I want your commitment, but I want to do whatever I want without consequences. She doesn't want a relationship. She wants freedom with benefits. She wants your loyalty, but none of your leadership. She wants a king, but only if she gets to act like a queen with no crown and no duty. And if you stay, you'll be walking on eggshells, negotiating respect, and constantly explaining why basic decency is not abuse. That's not peace. That's prison. Listen closely. You are not controlling for setting standards. You are not toxic for expecting respect. You are not insecure for drawing a line. You are a man with clarity, a man with a backbone. And if she can't handle your masculinity, let her find a boy who lets her run wild. You're not her father. You're not her therapist. You're not her enabler. You're her man or you're gone. If you're tired of being guilt-tripped for wanting respect, if you've been called controlling for having a spine, if this video shook you awake, subscribe, like, drop a comment with your story. Let's speak the truth. And share this with your brothers, your sons, your boys, because this is a conversation no one else is having. This is Woman Unmasked. We expose what she won't admit, and we do it for the men who refuse to be silent. We're just getting started.